Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother, Love, Ruth and John. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Mother, 1952, Episode 70. Now, the first letter is actually from John S. Ray, Ruth's husband. 1560 Luxor Road, Cleveland, 18, Ohio. April 21st, 1952. Dear folks, we received your letter today saying that you are planning to come to Cleveland next month. Your decision in this matter puts us in a somewhat awkward position, but I'll come directly to the point. Because of Red's pregnancy and her almost continual bouts with the flu for the past several weeks, she has been in a generally exhausted condition for the past month or so. Teaching, school, and keeping house take just about all her energy. Please don't misconstrue the purpose of this letter. The purpose is to give you the current fact picture down here. We both want very much for you all to come visit us soon. However, we don't feel that it is fair for either you or us for you to come down before Red finishes teaching school on June 6th. Incidentally, we both disagree with Connie as to what the Cleveland weather is like in August. As far as we can recall, August is one of the very pleasant summer months. From a purely selfish point of view, the sooner after June 6th you can come, the better it would be for us. Red should not yet be too large in June, and there will be many things that we can all do together. We hope that this letter does not upset your plans too much, but we do want you to know what the situation is. Another very important point to consider is that after June 6th, Red will be able to spend all of each day that you are here with you. Please let us know what your plans are. Love, John and Red. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio, May 1st, 1952. Dear Mother and Dad, we hope that our suggestion that you postpone your visit a little didn't dampen your plans, for you know we've been wanting you to come. It wouldn't be fair, though, to let you come now under the circumstances. It seems it's about all I can do to get through every day at school. Even now it's only 5 p.m. and I'm ready for bed, in spite of the fact that we have to have supper and go out to Ted Zook's to see Grandpa and Grandma Zook. I felt I should have had them here for supper, but just couldn't. Our weekends are much better and I don't seem so tired. We were concerned about this excessive tiredness because I've usually had quite a bit of energy, and it reminded me of how tired you often get, Mother. The complete physical showed nothing but the low blood count, but after a month of the extra iron pills, it's only at 70% of normal, which is what it was. And they say the tiredness is just part of the pregnancy and will be better by summer. I hope. Then, too, even under normal circumstances, I couldn't see much of you while I was teaching, although it would be nice for you to see the children. I couldn't understand Connie's comment on the weather, since as far as I know, she's only been in Cleveland in the winter. May is beautiful, and we're taking the kiddies to the park tomorrow to see all the flowers. Cherry trees in bloom, a beautiful sight. But we like August, too. Of course, I like warm weather. Last August was one of the most pleasant months of my life. We had picnics in the evening, went swimming. Earlier, June and July would be better as far as I'm concerned for your visit because of getting bigger, but it won't matter much. John's family took us out to dinner last Saturday, and we had a very nice visit before they went to the symphony, and we went to Vince and Mary's party. John's mother says she wants to get me a satin quilted bed jacket, so I'll have one anyway for the hospital. Dick not only wants us to have a red-headed boy bud, but a red-headed girl too. Twins yet. I bet it'll be a girl that looks just like John. Miss Bender. You just can't know how wonderful John is. I'm certainly lucky. He's more considerate than I ever thought anyone would be. He's certainly a honey. I am to go to a teachers' convention in Youngstown, Ohio, Saturday, and then we're going to John's fraternity formal in the evening. John's afraid it'll all be too much, but I hope not. I'll finally get to wear my new black formal. Did I tell you Dale and Dan were here last week? She's expecting in November, too, and they hope to be back in Cleveland in a month or so, if he gets his discharge. They moved my little brain-injured boy from my room. It's a long story, and he was improved a lot, but it's been easier with him gone. Then, too, Miss Kent said they'd never forgive themselves if anything happened now. Our weather is beautiful and play duty so much more pleasant. One of the deaf teachers is in hospital with an abscess of the lung, and they were getting blood donors today for her. She's over 60 and taught too long, I'd say. Do let us know your plans. Love, John and Ruth. P.S. Certainly hope Marnie has luck this time. The poor kid has had it so rough. Disheartening, too. Vivian has a rough schedule. She should take it easier. We had a note from Grandma, too, and they enjoyed your visit. Love, John and Red. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio. Thursday, May 8th, 1952. Hi, my family. Boy, am I up and down person lately. John has so stabilized me since I've been married that I've almost completely gotten over that old moodiness and almost forgotten what it's like. But this lately has been more physical than mental. Monday I felt pretty good. Tuesday wonderful, and with the weather lovely, our flowers beautiful, white, pink, yellow, and purple tulips and masses of pink things in front. I wish so much you were coming. But then yesterday I was thankful you weren't. All day I gradually felt worse, and after school fell into bed and slept for 2 hours, barely made some supper, and back to bed all night, and was horribly sick this morning. To top it all, we had visitors at school, but went out for lunch and gradually started feeling better, and now am tops again. I just phoned John so he'd at least hear me when I felt good, for I may be tired out again by the time he gets home. It's a great life. I'm wondering, not having heard from you, if you've taken your holidays anyway and gone someplace. Ann and Wayne Duff said you probably won't come now until the baby comes. His dad didn't get around to visiting them until the grandson was a few months old. Ann and Wayne may have a house by now, too. They were down Saturday for the fraternity formal. I got to wear my black lace and net formal. Also went to the convention Saturday and enjoyed it immensely. A beautiful trip, and saw so many teachers I hadn't seen since just after the car accident 2 years ago today. They were amazed at the progress in my face. It is remarkable what nature and Dr. Glover's skill have done, and God's grace, of course, primarily. I just wish so much that you could know John better. I think it would be so good for Bud, too, to have such a good, steady friend. We're really proud of the way Bud is settling into his studies. It looks as if Carol may be back to university in the fall if her present breakup with the boyfriend is final. Sort of hope so, which sounds callous. But all these youthful romances are not always for the best. Although Doris certainly seemed like a mature young girl, maybe Bud can work on it and be worthy of her. I do love you, Bud. Mrs. Ray is spending the weekend with Carol, Mother's Day celebration of some sort, and we hope to have them over too. Hope that you have a nice Mother's Day too, and that the gift arrives in time and okay, with no duty. I certainly enjoy mine. I must start supper. Love, John and Ruth. 1560 Luxor Road, East Cleveland, Ohio, Tuesday, May 13th, 1952. Dear folks, we received your letter and will be expecting you around the 27th. Maybe you could let us know more approximately when you would expect to arrive. We hope that you'll come through the States, as those Saskatchewan-Manitoba roads are for the birds. We're trying to make some plans for your visit. Unfortunately, the Cleveland Indians have a last game here on the 27th, which you'll miss, and aren't back until June 13th, except for May 30th when we expect to be in Sandusky. We were fortunate to get 2 tickets for South Pacific over a month ago, and now discover they're sold out, so are attempting to make other arrangements to get 2 more so you can get to see it too. We'll try to send you a map of Cleveland showing the route in and to Luxor Road. We'll see you. Good night. Love, John and Ruth. P.S. Our phone number is YE22421. RR. Now here's a newspaper article from December 18th, 1951, from the Cleveland Plain Dealer. The headline is, Praises Deaf Instruction of Children. Amazed at the methods used in the East Cleveland public schools to teach the deaf and the hard of hearing child how to live in a hearing world, Dr. Roger Mospetio, French laryngologist, who spent Monday here, declares it to be the widest and most practical teaching in the world. As laryngologist for the Hospital of Paris, where he examines deaf children from throughout France, Dr. Mospetio has long felt France was not properly meeting this problem in education. Under sponsorship of the World Health Organization and the U.S. Department of Health, he is studying the educational program for the deaf here. He hopes to introduce many of these methods in France. His one public school visit while in the United States is in East Cleveland, nationally recognized for its successful program for the deaf for children from 3 years of age and up. Why, you actually teach 4-year-olds to think, gasped the visitor as he observed this age children and their instructor, Miss Alice Kent, who also supervises the department. There are 41 deaf children at Superior School and 14 hard-of-hearing pupils in the special classes at Mayfair. 8 pupils from these schools now attend Kirk Junior High School. The visitor observed in all divisions, adding his amazement at their progress to the fact that they and all the children in the school appear to be so happy, always smiling. When a child has learned lip reading and is able to communicate with others, he is placed for his regular subjects in the classroom of his own level. When the doctor observed such a class, he was astounded at his inability to pick out the deaf children in the room. This class participation teaches the child how to work with normal children, and so become more at ease and express his own individuality when with other children. Another pleasant surprise was the readiness of the deaf children to talk with him and ask and answer questions. One of his oft-repeated comments was, "How happy the children are." Assisting Miss Kent are Miss Ruth Bender, Miss Ruth Paxson, Mrs. Ruth Ray, and Joseph Hankins at Superior School. Now we have 2 comments on the original publication, and the first is from Tessa J. Dolina, former secretary of Restless Educational Center. Dear Sir, I just finished reading SFMC number 34. As always, I enjoyed reading it. As I continue to read Ruth's story, I cannot help but try to make some parallelism to my own life story and to similar events and situations in life. I must say that the cover sheet you made for this particular issue captures the essence and the message you wish to convey to your readers. A great idea indeed. It seems that marriage has done wonders for Ruth, juggling her time from managing a household and even turning out to be a good cook. Enjoying her teaching work, all these she was able to do because of the inspiration she got from marrying John. The conception of Mark brought so much joy to your parents despite Ruth's delicate pregnancy. But as they say, nothing can compare to the joy of having children. No words can aptly describe how a mother feels when she gives birth. I also noticed her love for reading novels. Whenever I get to read your mother's letters, I am able to gather a lot of insights, and I know these are words of wisdom which one can reflect on, most especially to the members of your family. It's not just plain reading, but going into the depths and understanding and feeling and emphasizing. I hope all your immediate family members are able to read your collections. Again, until your next issue, thanks so much. Sincerely yours, Tessa J. Dolina, Metro Manila, Philippines. And this next comment is from John S. Ray, the husband of the author. Dear Editor, I enjoyed SFMC number 34. It brought back many pleasant memories. What a change the years have brought. Our church pledge was only $2 a week, and we were looking at houses in the $10,000 to $18,000 range. $10 a week for groceries. Wow. I remember Dick and Isabel Stevens staying up to all hours. I remember representing the serviceman who was hit in the back with a hatchet. 4-way cold tablets helped us a great deal. My description of Mark during Red's pregnancy, from an apricot to a very ripe peach, gave us both a good laugh. Keep up the good work. Love, Dad. John S. Ray, Rocky River, Ohio. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's episode. Good luck to you with your efforts in family history. If this interests you, finding, preserving, and sharing old letters, diaries, and photographs, and interviewing elderly relatives while they're alive, you might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History, with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. So far, we have made 585 history videos in 7 areas: world history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. You also might consider checking out our podcast, Adventures in History. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.